Hi Capricorn, welcome to your November 2021 astrological forecast. The big news for you is, first few days up until the 4th, Venus is in Sagittarius, and then after that it moves into your sign and stays there until March 6th of 2022, okay? So, you're going to have Venus in your sign that whole time, conjunct off and on Pluto, which is already in your sign. Okay, so the combination of these two planets together brings about an obsessive quality when it comes to romance, I would have to say, or allure, or just desire, or whatever, you know what I mean? And this is happening in your first house. Okay, so I mean, you could be beating them off with a baseball bat by the time this transit ends, because just these two planets being together for as long as they're going to be together, okay, is what it is. You have the power, the hypnotic eyes even to like lure someone into, I don't know, whatever you want, actually. Okay, so you might want to keep this in mind. Having Pluto in your first house to begin with does make you kind of intense throughout the years. It's been there for a while already, okay? So people are probably kind of used to your intensity by now, okay? But having Venus here does soften all of that in a way. But, having Venus in your own sign without Pluto even, I always tell people to milk it for everything they can, okay? Because when Venus is in your own sign, people just find you far more appealing than they do at any other time. They notice things about you, your appearance mainly, but they'll even compliment you on things about your personality, though, too. But usually, people just find you very desirable when Venus is in your own sign. It's the best time to ask for favors or approach someone who is very uncooperative, whose help that you may need possibly, or just to approach someone who's hard to get along with, and that you feel, you would like to get along with them better. So as long as Venus is in your sign, people are more willing to do anything actually for you. Okay, so any kind of conversation that you have to have with someone that's unpleasant, there's like certain times when this could really come in handy, or you need to influence someone, but I just have to mention, just these two planets together for as long as they're going to be together. Don't be, surprised if I don't want to say you're going to pick up a stalker along the way, but you could come across somebody that just like decides that you're it, you're for them. And that's the way it's going to be. So you could have a hard time getting rid of somebody even. Okay, just wanted to mention it. Now, okay, for the regular astrology for the month, the sun is in Scorpio in your 11th house. That's where you have the sun in Scorpio. Okay, it's there up until the 20th. Mercury moves into Scorpio on the 5th. Mars is in Scorpio all month, and there's a new moon in Scorpio on the 4th. So your 11th house is your most sociable house. It's social media. It's your friends and acquaintances. It's networking even. Being out there, rubbing elbows with people, having fun. It's any kind of group or organization you belong to or would like to belong to, and it's also the house of dreams, hopes, and wishes. And having Mars here does make you kind of like set a goal for yourself, some kind of dream or whatever you want to reach. With Mars here, it does give you the incentive to do that. The sun and all those other planets, they help, but Mars is the real go-getter here. So you could want to belong to an organization that you've always been interested in. So you would apply or approach then, during this time. And again, with Venus in your first house, if you do this after the 4th, when Venus is in your first house, you'd have a lot more appeal at that time. People are more apt to say yes to anything that you would want to do at this time, you know. So even if you want, like, your group of friends to do something, maybe something different than they had planned, you know, it looks like a lot of things will be going your way. You know, as long as you don't, you always have to, when dealing with Pluto, you're not ever really allowed to use it for your own personal gain, like to really, I mean, blatantly get over on someone or anyone, actually, because again, it governs the masses or large groups of people. So whatever kind of change you're able to bring about, it's hopefully to benefit everyone and not just yourself, okay? Your own personal use, right? So whatever you do, any kind of changes you make, I mean, as far as like being part of an organization, you could break down like stereotypes, things that they did there, you know, against people who wanted to join, or, you know, all kinds of barriers that you could really break down, even very subtly, though, just by being there. You know, like I said, people are going to find you really, really appealing. So it's nice to use your appeal to, you know, benefit everyone. Okay, make some really important changes in the world, even. Okay, so the Sun moves into Sagittarius on the 21st, and Mercury moves into Sagittarius on the 24th, where you have Sagittarius in your chart as your 12th house of secrets and confidences and actions taken by you or someone else behind the scenes. It is the house of dreams, the subconscious mind, psychic ability. It's also the house of self-undoing, okay? Meaning that you yourself can drive yourself crazy, okay? But it is the house of confinement, imprisonment, places like actual prisons or nursing homes, hospitals, you know, confined to an area, something like that. You're just out of action for whatever reason, okay? It doesn't mean that you're there, you're in that situation. It just means that things like this could pop up right now where you know somebody that's in one of these places of confinement, you know. So maybe you do something like go visit them, or make sure they're okay, or whatever, you know. But eventually, you know, well, having Mercury here does like imply that usually like you're doing some kind of investigation of some kind in secret. You're trying to find something out about someone or something. You're inquiring, you know, behind the scenes. You're you know, not like openly discussing whatever it is that you're doing. But I always say when Mercury's in your 12th house, that's what it is you're like the investigator. Okay, so planets will be moving into your first house, into Capricorns, once they leave this 12th house. So whatever it is you're doing, you're possibly doing it to help yourself in some way or other, you know, trying to, you know, shore things up or whatever in the details or whatever in something that maybe you're doing before it moves, you know, planets move into your sign, and you want to use whatever it is that you learned. Okay, so, you know, just quite a few things there going on behind the scenes. Now, another thing, too, though, about the new moon in Scorpio in your 11th house is there's a full moon, partial eclipse in the sign of Taurus in your 5th house. It's directly across from your 11th house, okay? So your 5th house is your house of romance and speculation, creativity, any kind of entertainment. It's the house of fun. Okay, you have the planet Uranus here, so it's shaking up your love life on and off, and all kinds of different things. You're a new attraction, to new form of entertainment, or attracted to art or films that maybe you didn't like before or never knew about, or something esoteric possibly that you're attracted to now. Your idea of fun is even changed in some way or other. So there's this full moon going on here, okay? So The new moon's occurring in your 11th house of your friends and sociability and acquaintances, even networking, whatever. I would have to say that something may happen in your love life, okay, romance, if you are seeing someone at this time. If you're not, you could like be out at a party or something, some kind of gathering. Something could occur with your friends, but it could be just something even, I have to say, because the 5th house is also children. If you have children, or if you're dating someone who has children, something could occur with them that's a little bit of a concern. You may have to stop whatever you're doing, that's all. You know, who cares about, you know, being out somewhere, you know, socializing. You have to, you know, rush home or do whatever to take care of, like a minor crisis, okay? You know, that's something you would do normally anyway, right? So that's something that just might occur around this time. You know, that, you know, it could interrupt your good time. Big deal. You'll have more, right? So it's probably more than likely okay with you. You know, you're probably glad that you were contacted about whatever it is that might possibly have happened, okay? So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Capricorn on the 8th and 9th. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Cancer, and those dates are the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of speculation or gambling, and anything to do with children is the 4th, 5th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. The best time for money is the 10th, 11th, 24th, 25th, and 26th. The best time for your career is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 29th, and 30th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 12th, 13th, 14th, 27th, and 28th. So I would like to thank all of my subscribers for continuing to support me. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and liking and sharing this video. Check out my Ask Me a Question in the description box below. It's for people who are only curious about maybe one thing happening in their chart. For those of you who would like to have your entire chart done, there's a link also there to my website where you can find out more information about that. Also check out my weekly forecast, and I will see you next week. Goodbye.